Hey everyone, and welcome to something a little bit different. This is a podcast. I've been wanting to do like my own podcast for a little while now, sort of ever since our first one, which was probably about a year ago. Probably maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but that wasn't really even a podcast. It was just like a ramble video with Alex and I sort of just discussing a bunch of random bollocks, but whatever. I've been sort of also into sort of listening to sort of podcasts lately, like sort of radio talk shows or whatever, which is a bit interesting because not many people I know are into that sort of stuff, but I'm kind of interested. I quite like it. Just listening to conversations, you know, it's really quite something. It's quite something, and I quite like it. But I thought, you know, I might start up my own podcast or whatever because I frankly quite like talking. I like just rambling on about things. If someone was going to listen and like, you know, actively listen and I was talking to them, I wouldn't stop talking. I would just talk forever. I could just probably talk to someone forever with a topic that I'm into. So, and this is a good way for me to just sort of talk because, you know, if you're interested in what I have to say, sure, go for it. Listen to this. But if this isn't what you're into, just, you know, that's issue. Sorry about the goddamn birds outside. That bird was not there like 10 minutes ago when I wanted to start this. I thought, okay, it's quiet. There's no birds outside making noises, but this bloody bird, bloody freaking probably a crow outside is just. Hold on. I'm gonna have my hands off my like computer for a bit, so I want to make sure my computer's not gonna go to sleep mid recording of this podcast. Okay, there we go. So it's all good. Now, man, what a time to be alive in this world. I mean, in the internet world. So many games being released, so many movies. Well, one really good movie, and that's Civil War, and I saw that like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I still can't stop thinking about it. So good. So yeah, I've been listening to some podcasts recently. I'm quite into it, but I thought, you know, I'll start my own podcast where I can just talk about whatever the hell I want or something. And you know, this being the first episode, it's probably going to be more of I'm setting the foundation for the podcast. I'm setting the tone for what it's going to be, and it's going to be whatever the hell I want it to be. Each time I record one, it's going to be different than the last. And this episode might be talking about just whatever. So like as I said, I could probably talk for hours on end or whatever. And I probably could. I'm actually into. I want to get, okay, let me talk about Uncharted 4. I'm really excited for that. That's actually already out. I think it's been out for quite a while now. I really want to get it. I played Uncharted 1, on the Nathan Drake collection, and I loved it. I didn't play the other two yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I don't know if I need to play them. I think I would need to play them to fully understand everything. I played like one sort of area in Uncharted 3 on PlayStation 3, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to Uncharted 4. I'm not as excited for it now as I was back in E3 last year when the trailers are being released. When that trailer, like E3, was released, I was super hyped for it. I just wanted to play it. Now not so much. Maybe as time's gone on, I've sort of just slowly sort of forgot about the game, and then now it's out, I'm like, oh. Like, now I sort of think, like, oh, Uncharted 4, that game looked incredible when I first saw it, and I don't feel that anymore for some reason. But I've heard great things about it. I will still be getting it, along with Ratchet and Clank. I haven't got that yet, because I don't know, money. I'm saving up for a new computer, actually. I want to get a new computer, and I'm thinking about getting that GTX 1080 because that was announced. And sure, it might be a waste of money, but it's cheaper than the Titan X. I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, and I thought, see, I'm someone who's really into future proofing. If you're gonna get something that's gonna last. Get something that will, future proof. Something that you won't need to touch again for years to come. So, I'm all into, not exactly phones, because I have a phone now that I got last year, because I've got a Sony Z3 Xperia or something, and the reason why I got it is because my previous phone, which was an iPhone 4S or an iPhone 4, I don't bloody know, but is because it couldn't make calls anymore. It wouldn't. I mean, I think I could take calls, but it wouldn't receive any calls. Like if someone was calling me, I wouldn't get that message, or I wouldn't, the call wouldn't come through, and I wouldn't even get the message of a missed call until maybe 3 hours later. So when I met the person next after the call, they're going, "Oh, why didn't you answer my calls? I called you 5 times." I'm going, "Wait, what?" I checked my phone, and then there was no messages there. I mean, no, wait, and then there was messages there. I'm going, "Oh, damn, I had no idea I missed your calls." And then it just kept getting worse, and people thought I was crazy. People literally thought, "Ben, you're crazy. You're not answering your phone. You're obviously just not hearing it." And then I got a new phone, and then any time they called me, I answered. So I'm like, "Ha, told you my phone was broken." Anyway, so I got a new phone because my old phone literally couldn't do the main purpose of a phone, which in my mind is make phone calls. With all the new phones coming out lately, it's all like, "Oh, you need to get all the megapixels in the camera. You gotta get the HD screen," which I will admit, I mean, my phone, they say it's got the best phone in a smart, I mean, the best camera in a smartphone. I'm not sure about that. It can do 4K and stuff, but I'm talking about pixels. It's got 20.3 megapixels, and I saw other phones only had 6 megapixels. So I'm like, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if the photos I take look as good as on a Samsung or so. I don't know which Samsung. I have no idea. There's so many of them. But yeah, I'm not looking into getting a new phone until my phone breaks, or there's a new phone comes out with a feature that I just must have. That's literally all. Then the reason why I got the Z3 actually is not because of the camera, not because of the screen, not because of anything like that. Is actually because it says it's waterproof. And if there's another thing, the one thing is future-proofing technology, and the other thing is waterproofing. If I want to get new tech, why did my mic just flashed red? I think that might be because I broke the sound thing. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, my two main rules with getting technology is, number one, future-proof, which you mostly can with technology, and number two is waterproof. If you can get a waterproof anything, get it, because water and technology do not mix. If you get technology, put it in water, it's dead. That's it. It's gone. So I'm all into waterproofing. I've got a waterproof camera, waterproof, watch. I mean, if you don't get a waterproof watch, I don't know why. What is the point? I've got a waterproof camera. Really, anything that you can get waterproof, I will get waterproof. I mean, obviously, if it's super duper expensive, no. So, Sony said, "Oh, Z3 is one of the best." I was looking up waterproof phones. I don't care what brand, I don't care who makes it. I just wanted a waterproof phone. So I looked up best waterproof phones, and after a few days of sort of researching, the Sony Z3 was said to be one of the best. Probably the best or something. So I got it. And then it was a few weeks after I got it, they announced the Sony M4 Aqua or something. A few days after. It's it's the waterproof Sony phone. If you want to get that. I was like, wow, really? You just announced that after I got my phone? But I don't really care. I don't think I haven't tested the waterproof, and I've never wanted to. Like whenever I get something that's waterproof, I don't want to test it. Um, except for my waterproof camera. There's a dog barking outside. Ignore that. Except for my camera, I know that it's like a full-on waterproof camera. It works great underwater. I mean, I've tested it underwater. That's good. But my phone, I haven't tested my phone with water other than maybe rain, but I haven't I haven't submerged it in water. I haven't put it in the sink or anything, and I don't want to try it. The reason I got it waterproof is, well, I do a lot of offshore fishing and stuff, and not saying that I'm gonna drop it in the ocean. If I drop it in the ocean, it's gone. But just wet. It's again with the future proofing thing. It's you get it wet. Your confidence gonna be fine. What? I'm just rambling on about this for the past 10 minutes, haven't I? But I'm not sure my phone's waterproof anymore because I dropped it a few months ago. Probably back in November last year. I dropped it. It completely. The bad part is I dropped it on a rocky pavement sort of thing. Okay, I'm back. I just closed the window. What was I talking about? Okay, I dropped my phone on a rocky pavement. It was it's an outside area. And the ground isn't flat. It's a pebbly sort of. It's solid ground, but it's. I don't know how to explain this floor. It's rocky sort of whatever. But I dropped it on that, and I've got this really cheap. I mean, I don't know if it's a case around it. Okay, it's not a full on freaking iPhone style life proof bloody case. It's clear, thin sort of case. It just goes around the back. It covers the back completely. It's clear so you can still see the phone of it. And then it's got around the side, just sort of covers the side and sort of got a bit of a lip over the front. So if you drop it face down on a flat surface, it wouldn't hit the screen. It would hit the bit of the case sort of thing. I don't know if you call it exactly a case, but whatever. You know what I mean. It would hit the case, so it probably wouldn't shatter. I mean, it might, but it probably wouldn't. But the thing is since the ground was sort of rocky and it wasn't flat, it hit the ground and hit, you could see on the phone, it had clear bullet holes where bits of the rocks on the floor hit it. It completely hit it. And the whole screen was just absolutely cracked to shit. It was completely shattered. It could still turn on by the power button. But the screen wouldn't work. I couldn't swipe it. I couldn't unlock it or anything. It was completely shattered. Completely shattered. It was glass. I've got one of those clear protectors on the front. So if that wasn't on there would have probably been glass on the floor. But because that was there, it all sort of stuck together. Was underneath the plastic clear coat. When I went to peel it off a little bit, there was all the pieces of glass on it, and it was all crackly, and it's oh god, this is going to be such a pain to get fixed. So the whole screen was broken. Especially the bottom part was just shattered to hell. I don't know how it was. I haven't seen anything like it before. If you drop an iPhone sort of thing, I've never dropped. That was the first time I dropped a phone in my life. I'm usually very careful. It was just how it happened. It was mixed up in a towel. And I stood up and it fell out. But when you drop an iPhone, you usually get maybe one sort of crack, one scratchy sort of crack, and then maybe a few other cracks. But the phone is still solid. You can still use it and it's still solid. But when I dropped this, it was just someone shot a window, and it was really shattery, really tiny pieces of glass. It was ridiculous. I haven't seen anything like that with the phone before. And then I looked up into it, and apparently, as soon as you crack or damage a Sony screen, that's it, the phone's gone, you need to get it fixed. And with an iPhone, you can shatter it and you can still sort of use it. But with the Sony, as soon as it shatters or cracks a bit, that's it. You need something with how they make them. It's very sensitive to shattering. But I got it fixed. Lots of people thought, oh, you're going to have to get a new phone. That phone's screwed. And I was very, very annoyed because I had heaps of photos and things on there that I didn't want to lose, and I couldn't, I'd never back up my phone, so, but I ended up getting it fixed, got all backed up my phone, and now I regularly back it up in case anything like that happens again. So, that was my phone drama story. And what was I talking? I was talking about future-proofing, wasn't I? Jeez, I ramble on for a goddamn long time, don't I? I was talking about future-proofing and waterproofing. So I got, and not necessarily with phones, as I was saying. I don't exactly future-proof my phone, as long as it has features I like. There is, obviously calls and stuff. But, I want the ability to download external apps and stuff. But the features I don't care about phones is more like tech features, not exactly like every phone I sort of get now would obviously have to be a smartphone because of the way the human sort of race is going. But I would like those Samsung phones. I think they're Samsung. They have like the curved screens. That's the sort of shit I never want to get. I never need it. The curved screens on the edges. Really freaking big ass phones, those sort of features, and like the features where just weird pointless features. I like a phone with a bloody top of the range, better than any camera. That's the sort of shit I don't need to get. I just need something that will work. Like maybe a decent camera, decent screen and stuff. Basic. I don't need top of the range with phones. So especially with the curved screens, it just gives you a bigger chance to crack it if you drop it. If you drop it on its side, it's going to shatter the screen. If you drop it, instead of just dropping it face down, if you drop a normal phone on its side, it's not going to hit the screen. It should be fine. So, I don't know. I think it's just pointless in my mind, but whatever. That might just be me. I don't care. If you got one of those phones, I don't care. You can have it. I don't give a shit. So phones are really the only exception to future-proofing, but what am I talking about now? I'm talking about freaking future-proofing stuff. Computers. Like if I get my new PC, I'm thinking about getting the 1080 when it comes out. I'm getting a complete new computer, complete new case, motherboard, everything. I'm probably gonna keep my current one for rendering, and editing videos, and I'll have my other one for everything else. So, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure about which Windows to get either. Like, I've currently got Windows 7, and I love it. I keep getting the notification to upgrade to Windows 10 today, and see, when I first got my computer, I got Windows 8, but I sort of messed up because I got the Windows 8 thing from a friend, and it wasn't a Windows 8 install disk, it was a upgrade disk. So you have to have had Windows 7, and then you put this disk in, and it upgrades it to Windows 8. So it wasn't like a base installation, it was like an upgrade. So when I first built my computer and I put that disk in, it didn't like completely install it properly, it just sort of did it differently. So I at first I thought, okay, I've got Windows 8, and I had it for like a few months or so, maybe like 2 months. And I've been playing games on it, it was working fine and everything. It was fun, I liked it, I liked Windows 8, I thought it was pretty cool. And then after a few months, it's maybe a month or two, it sort of got a bit, my computer sort of started acting up. It wasn't acting how I thought it should have been. It was acting different to my previous computer, which had Windows 7, which is a really shitty computer, before this one. And I thought, what's going on? And it was around the time I had uTorrent and stuff, and I was like torrenting heaps of things and heaps of stuff because my friend introduced me to. I was like, oh, so you can torrent things and get shit for free. That's pretty cool. So I did that a lot, and I thought, oh, I might, and then like the connection made, I must have got a virus or something. So after a while of my computer being a pain, I finally just made the decision I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna just completely wipe the hard drive and start fresh with Windows 7. So I got myself a Windows 7 disk, which I actually already had. I installed Windows 7 on it, and it all went fine. So I installed Windows 7. I'm going, okay, I'm comfortable with Windows 7. I like Windows 7. I know how it works. And then I started reinstalling all my Steam games and stuff. And from that day on, I never torrented anything again. I don't know if it's because I just thought torrenting is what screwed my computer. But like shortly after that, my friend told me, oh, the Windows 8 disk I gave you was actually an upgrade disk. It wasn't an install Windows 8 disk. I'm like, oh, really, mate? Really? So anyway, this was maybe 2 years, 2013, sort of around November, December of 2013, I got this computer, and that's when I got Windows 8. And maybe January, February is when I dumped it and got Windows. January, February of 2014 is when I probably got Windows 7, I think. Maybe a bit late, maybe March or something. I'm not sure. Maybe. No, it would have been earlier than that. I'm not sure. But I got Windows 7 early 2014, I assume. And then that was when I went, that's it, no more torrenting. So it was really. So 2 years ago or something, I'm like, no more torrenting. And now I don't torrent anymore. I was never really agreed with it. I just thought, hell, I don't want to pay for this shit. I'm just going to download it. But now I see it more as torrenting shit and not paying for something is exactly like going to a store and shoplifting. It is exactly like that. No matter how the fuck you want to defend yourself if you're a torrenter, it is exactly like that. If you're torrenting something that you should be paying for, you're supposed to be paying someone for that product. If it's a game, if it's a movie, if it's a song, I don't even buy songs anymore. I just listen to them on YouTube. I just listen to the song on YouTube. So buying songs I think is ridiculous. Although I don't illegally download music. I just watch it on YouTube and listen to it on YouTube or whatever. But if you're torrenting, I don't care if you do torrent. I'm not going to say you shouldn't torrent. I'm just saying you need to understand what the hell you're doing. You need to understand that what you're doing is wrong. You're supposed to be buying that if it's off Steam, if it's a game. You're supposed to be, if it's a movie. I mean, buying movies off iTunes is ridiculous. Because, especially in Australia where our internet is absolutely shit, I'm pretty sure you can't download your movies from iTunes. It has to be like a stream-only sort of thing, which I think is absolutely retarded. If you're going to sell a movie on iTunes, at least give us the option of downloading it. Not stream. That is just, you can't watch it on the plane, you can't watch it in the car on the go, anything like that. So, I don't buy movies off iTunes. I actually get the Blu-ray. I buy the Blu-ray edition of movies because it's really high quality, plus you get a bunch of bonus features, which is always fun to watch. So so that's sort of my deal with torrenting. I don't agree with torrenting at all. I think, I mean, if you're watching this and you're going, oh, but I torrent all the time, there's nothing wrong with it. Sure, I'm not going to tell you to stop torrenting. I'm not going to tell you any of that. I'm just going to say, know what you're doing. Know what you're doing is in some way illegal. I mean, it is theft. You are sort of stealing it in a way. It is very similar, pretty much exactly the same as walking to a store, taking something and not paying for it. It is exactly like that, no matter how you think about it. No matter how you can defend yourself, it is exactly like that. You're getting something without paying for it that you should be paying for. That product that you torrented, you should have paid money. It should have gone to whoever made it, and because people made that, and that is what's giving them food on the table. People, like, I'm sort of comparing this to games. If you're touring a game that you should have paid $15 for, that $15 should have gone to the developers, and is like that game is paying, like, for the sales of that game is paying them to put food on the table. That came out really bloody confusing, and not at all how I sort of thought. I mean, quite how I thought about it. But damn, this has been a big ramble. What did I start out? I started out talking about future-proofing shit. See, look at. I can just talk forever. And now I'm getting a bit tired of talking. I've been talking solid for like the past half hour. God damn. So I might wrap this up soon. I'm pretty sure it's coming up to half an hour long. So this is a podcast. I think this is probably gonna go up first on SoundCloud. Because I'm assuming SoundCloud, it's going to be pretty quick to upload just like a raw audio file to SoundCloud. I mean, with Australia's internet, fucking shit. And then maybe a few days later, I'll upload it onto YouTube, maybe with some game footage or something. Or maybe like a picture or something. Just so it's quicker for me to upload. I mean, I might do game footage, but this really is just like a listening sort of type of content. If watching our gameplay stuff isn't your thing, then you can listen to me ramble. Some episodes I might get Alex in and we can talk about some shit. But hey, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not sure if I want to end this yet, actually. I just thought of a bunch of shit I wanted to talk about, but I'm actually getting quite tired. It's quite late and I want to watch some TV. But I've actually been interested in playing some Stranded Deep lately, because I recently just finished Day of the Tentacle Remastered, and that was a great game. Day of the Tentacle is a pretty good game. I think I might check out some more adventure game type things in the future pretty soon. So I'm probably going to do that. But Stranded Deep, I've heard and I've seen like some screenshots of how different the game looks, all the stuff that's been added. I've seen like some of the update patches and stuff. I mean, not patches, like update notes and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's in Stranded Deep? Damn. Stranded Deep is an interesting game of mine. It's got such a good memory in my head, because I got Stranded Deep. Oh god, what was it? I think it came out at the start of 2015 or something. It was really, really early morning. I was in a Skype call with my friend. I think it might have been around midnight or something. I was in a Skype call with my friend. We were playing like some Space Engineers or something. And when we stopped playing, we were just browsing Steam, and we saw like Stranded Deep, and was like, oh, we haven't seen this game on Steam before. So we clicked on it, and they're like, I think we looked at it first, and it was like releasing soon. Like it had a countdown thing. Maybe there was I'm not sure if this was Stranded Deep, but we saw Stranded Deep, and it had like releasing in this amount of minutes or something. We're like, oh, cool. Want to play that? I think that might have been Stranded Deep. Might not have. God, so long ago. But anyway, this is definitely true. But we saw Stranded Deep released like a few minutes ago, and then we bought it and we played it, like literally like a few minutes ago. This was like around midnight. I think it might have been like around 1 a.m. we stayed up. Not to play Stranded Deep. We were playing Space Engineers, and then we stopped playing, and then went to Steam, as I just said. So then we got Stranded Deep. We started playing it. We saw, oh damn, it's not multiplayer. It's not bloody multiplayer. But we still played it. We were like in a Skype call when we were talking. We were both learning how to play the game, so we were playing, and oh, it was fun. I thought Stranded Deep was just such a cool game. And then, so this was literally like the first few hours it came out, I saw it and played it. I think we might have been like the first 2 people to bloody play the game. I swear to God. It was so early, we were tired, it was crazy, we were having fun. We thought it would have been multiplayer because it looked like a multiplayer game, but it wasn't, but that didn't really affect us anyway. It's still a fun game. I played it for a few months when it came out, and then I stopped playing it. I haven't played it yet since when I first played it, which was back in like the start of 2015. But when we did play it that night, and then like a few days later, it was all over YouTube. So many YouTubers were playing it. I was like, oh my god, I played this first. I didn't record it, by the way. I did not record this. I played it for fun. I haven't recorded any of it. Such a fun game. Like, back then, start 2015 was before I even sort of took YouTube seriously. Now, I mean, I don't know if I would say I take YouTube seriously. I mean, I take it more seriously than I did a year ago. Not in the terms of, oh, this is a job or anything. It's definitely not. It's a hobby. I like editing. I like recording, editing videos, and uploading them for people to see. That's a really cool process to me. But this was back when... It started 2015, actually. No, we were uploading... This is before we were doing daily shit. This is before the channel... Like, if you looked at what the channel looked like back then, the channel looked shit. I mean, not shit, but it just looks so different. It had like... That's like around when I played Far Cry 4. But the channel was so different back then. Now, I quite like it. Back when... So yeah, Stranded Deep was coming out. I wasn't really focused on YouTube. I was more focused on just playing games. I mean, I was still uploading gameplays and stuff to YouTube, but not as much. Now it's not really daily anymore, but because I just got so much other stuff going on. But when I wanted to do a vlog to explain the history of me on YouTube. I really want to do a vlog. Maybe I'll put this in another podcast. I don't think this is a correct podcast to put this in. Just to explain how we started, Alex and I, how we started YouTube and our progression through it. If you have sort of watched us from the beginning, I doubt it, because when we started, it was really just friends watching videos, laughing with us and having fun watching the videos. And I didn't really take it seriously back then. It was just like uploading videos because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't really read any comments. It was mainly just friends, so I didn't really pay attention to comments. I didn't pay attention to anything. It was like friend comments and stuff. So, and now all my friends who watched me back then, don't really talk about my YouTube channel anymore. Sort of ignored it, I guess. Sort of because, I don't know. Most of the friends back then, I'm not friends with at all now. I got some new friends and stuff. But like, main friends back then, I don't talk to them anymore. I don't really like them anymore. But yeah, the YouTube has come a long way since when I first started uploading stuff. Not on this channel. I had a previous channel where I uploaded like IRL skit kind of things, not comedy skits, not like Smosh or anything like shit like that, but just IRL setup sort of videos and stuff. I don't know if the channel's still up. I'm not even sure what it might be still up. I might try and find it. But I did that with a friend, with like a few other friends and stuff. And then this channel is more focused on gaming. I'm sort of trying to lead it, not away from gaming, but I'm trying to incorporate other things with it now. I don't know. I'm sort of keeping in mind that gaming on YouTube might all of a sudden just disappear. The copyright laws might catch up with YouTube and it might just go away. But I'm trying to sort of incorporate what I'm going to do next if that does happen. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I mean, if it's a system where you can upload gaming videos but you can't monetize them, then yeah, I'd still upload gaming videos. But if it's like, if you upload a gaming video, you'll get a freaking big ass strike and it's going to be a whole bunch of drama, then I won't, because I don't want my channel to get shut down and stuff. So if it's like, oh, you just can't monetize it, you can't have ads, you can't make money from this, I won't give a shit. I don't give a shit about money on YouTube. I haven't checked how much money my channel's made in probably over a year and a half. I haven't checked the analytics page at all, because I don't give a shit about that. As I said, it's a hobby. I don't give a shit about making money on YouTube. At least At least at the moment. I mean, if the channel does take off and actually become this successful thing, sure, that's going to be pretty cool. And if it could one day end up being my full-time job, sure, that'll be pretty cool. But at the moment, I'm really not seeing it as that. It's just a hobby, as I've always sort of thought of it as. I play games, I record myself, I edit it and upload. It's fun. I like the video production. I'm sort of thinking in my life, as I am still in school, I kind of want to go into like the video production career. I'm not sure. Maybe behind the scenes of movies interests me. Like maybe be a cameraman or something, or post production sort of stuff. I'm not sure, but hey, I have no idea where YouTube's going. If I could have a career in YouTube, I guess that would be pretty cool. A bunch of my friends keep sort of saying, oh, there was a conversation I had with a friend recently. I'm not sure if I call him a friend, but he found out about my channel. He's like, oh, how many views do you get, mate? How many freaking subs do you get a day? How many bloody bucks have you made? I'm just going, I don't give a shit about that stuff. I don't care about views. I don't care about subs. I don't care what my sub count is. I don't care how many views this video gets. It's more of uploading because it's fun. Uploading videos is fun to me. I like editing. I like uploading. Making a community out of it is a cool idea about how it's happening. Like I can, make a whole community and shit, but whatever. People keep saying, "Oh, you're gonna get 1 million subscribers and shit." And I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Sure, that'd be pretty cool. Like, people always sort of compare. Oh, one day you might be as big as bloody PewDiePie and bloody Markiplier and shit. And like, I always think to myself, yeah, I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool to, be as sort of big on YouTube as like Markiplier and shit. But like, do I want that? No, not really. I don't want to. I don't know. I mean, YouTube is such a confusing thing to think about as a job because, I mean, if you think about it, what I'm doing right now on YouTube, some people are doing as a job, and like I'm thinking, what I'm doing now is a hobby, something I find fun, but people are doing this in their 20s, 30s, and 40s as a job. Like, I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about gaming, uploading gaming shit, doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing it at the age of 15, and other people are doing it at the age of 20 as their bloody jobs. And that's a mind blow to me. Like, at my age, and I'm doing something that is a job for people in their 20s and 30s, it's just like, damn, that's interesting. That's interesting. Sure, I mean, it's a pretty cool concept for a job, but I don't know. It's like, yeah, sure, I spend some time on my computer and I play games and stuff, but that doesn't mean I want to go in a career to that shit. Like, it's a hobby. It's like I play games. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be a game developer. It's like, oh, you watch TV. That doesn't mean you're gonna be anything to do with TV and shit. It's like, it doesn't mean you're gonna work on TV shows and stuff. Oh, you listen to music? Does that mean you're gonna become a singer? Most likely not. I want to listen to, people just want to listen to music. So, I don't want to become a game developer. That's not something I'm into at all. I'm not into coding and shit. Something more like camera work, I find quite interesting. Like behind the scenes of movies and shit, maybe. I'm not sure. I want to stay in the country. I want to stay in Australia. And I always keep thinking, what movies get made in Australia? There's no, like, studios really in Australia making movies. Like, if I could stay in Australia and do something, like, I want to do something fun. And that's not something people think about with jobs and work. Like, I want to do something that's fun. People always say if you're if you're having fun in your job, it's not even a job. Like, it's just saying something like that, isn't it? It's like, if you're having fun in your job, it's not even a job, and that's how you should live your life. You should live your life having fun at your work, having fun with your job. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to end up being someone who has a job that I hate. I want to get a job have a career that I love. And sure, YouTube as a career would be fun since it is my hobby, since I do love doing it. I don't know if I see it as a career. But hey, in 5 years' time, or maybe 10 years, or whatever, when I'm actually looking for a job and the YouTube channel has taken off and I'm actually making some bucks from it, sure, I might consider myself, okay, this could be a job. But, I mean, then I always think, how long will YouTube be around for? Is YouTube going to last forever? Probably not. Things change. Look at MySpace. MySpace is dead, and that used to be bloody popular. I mean, YouTube is a very, very different thing. YouTube is like the number one video streaming service, so... And then the fact with ad blockers are sort of on the rise. The internet has to adjust to ad blockers, and that might affect YouTube in a massive negative way. So, I don't use adblock. I mean, I used it for a few months, and then I realized, oh shit, wait, ads are important on the internet. Then I got rid of it. A few of my friends use adblock, and I've tried talking to them, going, don't use adblock. And then I'm saying the internet needs ads to be alive, and you using adblock is just ruining that system. And they don't believe me. They're going, the internet's fine. It doesn't affect anything. But it really does. I mean, if you use adblock and you're listening to this, I'm not gonna tell you to, get rid of adblock, or I'll hate you or something. I'm just gonna say, look, people like you are going to cause the internet to change, and it could change in a negative way. It could change to if you want to use a website, you're going to have to sign up and pay a monthly fee. And I don't know about you, but putting up with ads is much, much, much better than having to pay $5 or $10 a month. Because think about it this way. Let's say the whole internet, let's say there's no ads on the internet. Let's say everyone uses adblock and there's no ads on the internet anymore. And every single website for you to use at all requires $5 a month. Now think about that. How many websites do you use? I mean, I use quite a lot. I use quite a lot of websites. Like, going to Google, you're probably going to have to pay $5 for Google. And then searching something and clicking on a link, that's another $5 just to use that site. That is going to be a big bill, like a lot of money just to use the internet. I don't know about you, but I think ads is a much better system than having to pay $5. I much prefer to sit through a 30-second ad on YouTube than have to pay $5. YouTube Red has been introduced, and I don't have YouTube Red because, well, for starters, I don't want it. And second, it's not even available in Australia. So it's like, well, screw you. I'm not even going to get YouTube Red if it comes available in Australia. I'm against YouTube Red, really, because it confuses me. I mean, I accept it, but it confuses me. I mean, they're making it. I think they've done YouTube Red. They've done YouTube Red to try and compete with, with Netflix and stuff, but I have a feeling it's also because of ad blockers and stuff. So, if you do use adblock, I'm just gonna ask nicely, please don't use adblock. I mean, it's just the more people that use it, the more the internet's gonna probably change, and in a few years' time, the internet might be in a whole shitstorm and the internet might just die. There might be another thing that the internet can do, that the internet might be evolving as we speak, and then this thing is going to arrive and it's going to save the internet, and it's going to have people be able to watch, be able to use the internet without ads. I'm not sure how that's even possible, but a day might come. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you use AdBlock, there are some sites out there where there are just ads everywhere, and they drive me crazy. There's just ads popping up on the right, left, in the middle of the screen. That video pops up. You go onto a site, the freaking sound just blasts in your ears. It's like, where the hell is this coming from? You have to keep scrolling, and there's like, you can't find the video, then you find it, and you can't actually pause it. You can't change the volume, and it's bullshit. And that is the reason why people get adblock and like ad blockers. It's because they don't want to put up with sites with bullshit ads all over the place that they like scam you. Like, download now for like a site where you go to download something and you click it and you get a virus or some shit. That is why people get adblock, and I can't blame you. But maybe get adblock, but with like some ad blockers you can whitelist some sites, and people like whitelist some sites that they go on and they want to support. Do that. That is fine. If like, or get adblock and don't have it on. Like, have adblock, and whenever you come across a site that you want to use that has ads everywhere, blacklist that shit. Disable ads on that page and then use it. I mean, if you can do that, if you can like switch ads on and off with an ad blocker, that I would probably get. Because if I go to a site and it's just filled with ads and I'm trying to look for something, I'll block those fucking ads. Screw you. Screw the freaking owner of that website who just pours ads onto that page. I mean, that is why I got adblock. I had adblock for a few months and I got rid of it because I realized, oh wait a minute, ads are important. So yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this podcast up or something. So, damn, it's been 50 minutes. It's been rambling on about shit. This is cool. I didn't think I was gonna be able to come up with stuff to do. I was really uncomfortable. Like, okay, what I need to start it off with this. I'm gonna start talking about this. I had a plan to maybe record like a 20-minute first podcast. This podcast was initially going to be explaining the future of the podcast. It was going to be like, this first podcast was going to be explain it, and then the next one was going to be my ramble. But that didn't happen. It's just like, I sort of started that way, and then I just went on rambling. See, this is how much I can just talk. I can just talk about random shit forever. If you're willing to listen, I'll just bloody talk. I could probably make this podcast go for hours. I don't know. But this is the first of many podcasts. If you like this, let me know. Can you comment and shit on SoundCloud? I think you can like. I'm not sure if you can comment. Maybe you can. But if you're watching this on SoundCloud, maybe there's a like button or some shit. But this will be up on YouTube, so let me know what you think on YouTube. I'm not sure if there will be gameplay footage. This is almost an hour long, so there probably won't be gameplay footage. Last time we uploaded an hour video was Fallout 4, which took... Fallout 4 literally took, I'm not exactly sure, but it took at least 22 hours to upload. That was ridiculous. It was like an entire weekend spent uploading that video of Fallout. The original Friday Gamer of Fallout 4 took like an hour, not an hour, sorry, like a day to upload. It was ridiculous. I'm never uploading an hour video again. At least at that quality of something. At least that quality of game. So yeah. This has been podcast, Ben Rambles. Maybe I should name it like Ben Rambles. Space Ramble. The Space Ramble. How about Space Ramble? Space Pod. Space Ramble. Ramble Pod. Ben rambles about shit for an hour or something. How about that? Ben rambles about shit for a long ass time. I don't know. See, I don't know if this podcast is going to have any theme to it. It's just going to be whatever the shit I want to talk about, I'll talk about. So, yeah. Let me know name suggestions in the comments if I want to change the name at all. But yeah, I'm not sure about the name. I'll talk to Alex. I haven't talked about this podcast thing with Alex at all. I've been keeping it to myself for like over a year now that I want to do a podcast. I haven't even told Alex yet that I'm doing this. I'm going to tell him probably later today. It's already 6 p.m, so I'll tell him when he comes online. And yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I think I've said that like 10 times already, but yeah, thanks for watching. That's the 11th time. This episode 1. Anyway, thanks for watching again. That's probably the 12th time. I'm going to wrap this up now before I ramble on for another hour, because I probably will. I will, and I don't want this to crash now. Touch wood. My desk is wood, so I'm going to touch that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh god, if it wasn't using my correct mic, I'd be really annoyed. But yeah. Well, it turns out that bird actually shut up, so that's pretty good. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next podcast. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye!